Hello, Princeton Tigers. So, today we're going to be talking about squares and perfect cubes. But first, we're just going to talk about squaring numbers and cubing numbers and where this terminology comes from. So, looking at your guided notes, you have a picture of a square with a width and a length. A square has blank sides. How many sides does a square have? It has 4 sides. Are the lengths the same or different? Yeah, they are equal. So in that first blank, write 4. In the second blank, you're going to write equal. To find the area of a square, what do we multiply? We are going to multiply length times width. So in those blanks, write length and width. So therefore, in this square, what would we multiply to find the area? And what is our area? Yeah, the area of the square is going to be our length, which is 4, times our width, which is 4, and I'll get 16. So when a number is squared or raised to the second power, that means that you are multiplying the number by itself. So multiply the number by itself, write itself in the blank. Just like we multiplied 4 times 4 up here, you're taking a number and multiplying it by itself like you would when finding the area. So for example, 4 squared, if you were to find the area of a square with a side of 4, you'd do 4 times 4, which equals 16. So 4 squared is the same as 4 times 4, which equals 16. So those are notes for squaring something. Squaring something is like finding the area of a square. You multiply the number by itself. All right, now looking at the next one. In a cube, our length is going to equal our height, which is going to equal our width. So all sides of the cube are going to be equal to each other, just as we can see down here. Length of 2, width of 2, height of 2. How do we find the volume of the cube? What do we need to multiply? We need to multiply length, L, times width, and then times height. So we are multiplying the length of our cube times the width of our cube times the height of the cube. So to find the volume of this cube, we'd multiply 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to equal 8. So 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. It does not equal 6. Check yourself with that one because 2 times 2 equals 4, and then times 2 again equals 8. Okay, so a number cubed means that you multiply the number by itself, not just 2 times. How many times did we multiply 2 by itself? Yeah, we did it 3 times, like you would when finding the volume of a cube. That's why when you raise 3 or a number to the third power, it's called cubed, because it's like you're finding the volume of a cube. So example 2 cubed is going to equal 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 8. So go through and make sure that you have all of those guided notes filled out. All right, now looking at the practice, we need to write 4 squared in 3 ways. I know that squared means you're multiplying a number by itself. So if 4 is squared, I am multiplying 4 by itself. So I can write it as 4 times 4. I can also multiply out 4 times 4, which equals 16. So 4 squared is the same as 16. And then I can also write this in exponential form. How can I write this in exponential form? I need to insert an equation, but I can write it as 4 to the second power. You guys might remember how we learned 4 to the second power earlier is the same as 4 squared. So these are the 3 ways that I can write 4 squared. How can I write 5 cubed in 3 ways? It'll be the exact same as 4. So I can do 5 times 5. I can also multiply out, 5 cubed means I'm multiplying it 3 times because it's cubed, so it's like find the volume of a cube. So 5 times 5 times 5, you can use a calculator to solve this, and you'll get 125. And then when I write it cubed, I can also write it with an exponent. My base will be 5, and I am cubing 5, so I am raising it to the third power, because 5 times 5 times 5 can be written as 5 to the third power. So go ahead and do the next 2 problems independently, and then we will, this one right here, if it's not like this on your paper, should say 7 cubed in 3 ways, or I'll make that easier for you to, I'll do 3 cubed in 3 ways. So just solve it as if it says 3 cubed in 3 ways. All right, once you are done with that, you're going to go on to the independent practice, which is really easy. So 1 squared is 1 multiplied by itself, so it's 1 times 1. We all know that 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 squared will be 2 times 2. We all know that 2 times 2 equals 4. So you're going to go through and do that for all of these. You will probably need a calculator once it gets to the bigger numbers. That is fine. Just go ahead, grab a calculator. But in order to do our guided practice together at the end, it's going to be really important that we have all of these squared numbers written down. So go ahead and finish up your worksheet independently. I will announce when it is time to get on ST Math. Good luck.